Hello, welcome to Baverstock in the City. I hope you enjoy your time here with us, and I also hope that you learn a lot. In today's video we're going to have a look at the Petrescu family. The Petrescu family have recently arrived in Birmingham from Romania. Father, or Dad as the children call him, is called Stefan. Mother, or Mum, is called Eleanor. The children are twins. The boy is called Paul and the girl is called Maria. They are both the same age. Paul has recently started school in Birmingham. His teacher, Mrs. Stone, has asked him to fill in a form, giving some personal information about himself. In this video we shall look at how he did this. We will also look at some nouns. Nouns are naming words, and there are two types of nouns. The first type of noun that we will look at today is called a common noun, and these are the names of things. For example, the words adult and student are naming words for types of people. And in this photograph below you will see an adult and you will see some students. These are common nouns because they refer to things. Names of objects, for example, chair or table or knife or fork or cup or desk, are also common nouns. They are objects. Common nouns are also the names of places, for example, seaside or countryside. Common nouns do not begin with a capital letter, except when they are at the beginning of a sentence. All sentences begin with a capital letter. We will now look at the second type of noun. These are called proper nouns, and these are the name of a particular person, for example, Paul, a particular place, for example, Birmingham, or a particular thing, for example, January, the first month of the year, or Monday, the first day of the working week. Proper nouns always begin with a capital letter. For example, Ranjit went to London on Saturday and took his camera with him. Ranjit, London and Saturday are proper nouns. You will notice that they begin with a capital letter. However, camera, a common noun, does not begin with a capital letter. Proper nouns always begin with a proper letter wherever they are placed in a sentence. You may remember that I told you that Paul had been asked by his teacher to fill in a form to give some information about himself. And here is the form that Paul's teacher has asked him to complete. They want to know his family name. Our family name is also called our surname or our last name. This will always begin with a capital letter as it is a proper noun. He is also asked to give his first name. Again, this will always begin with a capital letter as it is a proper noun. Our first name is sometimes referred to as our given name. It has been given to us by our family, by our parents. Name also includes any middle names we might have. These can also be called our other names, as it is on this form here. It also forms part of our given name or names. Again, this will always begin with a capital letter as it is a proper noun. You need to remember that our first name and our other name or names or our middle name are referred to together as our given name or names. Other nouns we will look at that Paul has got to complete on this form is sex, whether we are male or female, and age, how old we are. Male, female, age are common nouns, so normally would not begin with a capital letter, but in a form these common nouns would begin with a capital letter. Because Paul will be asked to put his address on the form, we will also be looking at the following nouns that we may use when we write our address. And you may see these nouns in a form that you have to complete yourself. For example, address, postcode, telephone, town, suburb. A suburb is the area within the town where Paul lives. You may remember I told you Paul and his family had recently arrived in Birmingham. Birmingham is a town. The area within the town where Paul lives is called a suburb. These words that we've just looked at are common nouns, so you would not expect these words to begin with a capital letter. If these words were in a sentence, then they would not begin with a capital letter. However, in the form that Paul will complete, they will begin with a capital letter. The town where Paul lives is a proper noun, Birmingham, so this will begin with a capital letter. It will begin with a capital B. The name of the road where Paul lives is also a proper name, so will begin with a capital letter. We will see when we look at Paul's completed form that he lives in a street. When the word street follows the name of the street, then that will begin with a capital letter also. For example, Stratford Street. In the picture below you see Paul's house, where he lives with his mother, his father and his sister. Paul has completed his form, so let's have a look here what he has written. His family name, Petrescu. You need to remember that family name is sometimes called last name or surname. His first name is Paul. Again, it's begun with a capital letter. Paul has begun with a capital letter because it's a proper noun. Sometimes our first name is referred to as our given name. Paul has another name. His other name is Victor. Victor is a proper noun. It is a name. It is the other name of Paul. And it begins with a capital V. Our other name is sometimes referred to as our middle name or names. And our first name and our middle name or other name together are referred to as our given names. Always will begin with a capital letter. Now, Paul was required to tick whether he was male or female, whether he was a boy or a girl. Well, we know he's a male, so we will tick that for him. Maybe he didn't know the word male meant boy. He knows his age, he knows how old he is, he knows he's 10, and he has completed that correctly. He's completed his address, 88 Stratford Street, Spark Hill, which is a suburb of the town of Birmingham. He knows his postcode, B11 4QI. He also knows his telephone number, 0121, which is the code for Birmingham, 234 4306. He's made a good job of completing his form. He just missed one little bit out, and maybe because he didn't understand. Finally, I'd like you to do a little task. I'd like you to match the information about Paul in column B with the words in column A. You should do this in your workbook. Use Paul's form to help you. This is also in your workbook. Your teacher will also help you if you get stuck. I've done the first one for you to give you an idea of what you have to do here, and I'll just talk through it a little bit for you to give you a little bit more help. Column B has two columns, an empty column first, and secondly a column with some writing in it. The first row of column B with some writing in it says Stratford Street. We know that that is the street where Paul lives. So if we look down column A in the green column and we look for street, we will see that is number 11. We will transfer number 11 to column B in the blank column. And I think it might be sensible to cross out 11 from column A because you won't use it again. If we look again at column B, the second line says male. We know that male refers to your sex, whether you are male or female, whether you are a boy or a girl. We look down column A in the green column, we find sex, we see it's number 10. We will write number 10 in column B on the second row, and we'd cross out number 10 in column A. This is not a difficult task, but you have got to think a bit about what we've looked at. For example, your family name, and in this case it's Petrescu, can be referred to as your family name, your last name, or your surname. All would be correct. We know that Paul is his first name. It's also his given name. We know that Victor is his middle name, or his other name, or his given names. We know Paul Victor are his given names. They were the names that were given to him by his mother and his father. And if we look down towards the bottom of the form, if we look at 88 Stratford Street, Spark Hill, Birmingham, we know that's where he lives. We know that's his address. And I will leave you to complete that in column B. That's all for this video. I hope you enjoy it. And there will be another video coming soon. I just want to wish you good luck. And bye-bye.